How's it going, everyone? In this video, I want to talk about something that really warms my heart, and that is the fact that Tales of Arise has sold incredibly well, doing the best that the franchise has ever done, and we'll talk about that, and also some updated sales figures for other Tales of titles. Just really cool to see the franchise in general thriving. And then I also want to give you guys a heads up on Lost Judgment, and the reviews for that game have been posted. More on that at the end of this video, but let's talk about Tales of Arise, as it has become the fastest selling title in the history of the franchise, as shipments and digital sales have topped 1 million. Now, if you compare that number to some of the marquee titles in the world, obviously it's not at the level of, like, I'll always go to like a Spider-Man just because that's a game that off the top of my head I know has sold incredibly well. But guys, 1 million that quickly, incredible number. And some of you guys might think, oh, that's just shipments. Guys, there's not games being shipped that aren't ultimately going to be sold. So those copies that have been shipped are going to sell. And 1 million this quickly for a franchise that, again, I've been saying it's a second-tier JRPG franchise, but after seeing the reception to Tales of Arise, anecdotally speaking, I've talked to probably 5 or 6 people, and it's just been positive reception after positive reception. People are absolutely loving the game, and so far, I think it's absolutely tremendous. I was playing the hell out of it when it came out on Friday, then I got busy with some stuff and I haven't played it in like 2 to 3 days, but planning on jumping back into it here today, and I should be free all weekend, so I should be able to get pretty far into the game, or more than likely I'll end up beating it because I am a decent bit of the way through. Not that far, but relatively decent now. But I'm also trying to do quite a bit of the side content, and the game is just great. So far, a great cast of characters. I've liked the development, even though there are some minor qualms I have here and there with some of the character development aspects, and it's just something that I'm probably in the minority on. Some of the characters haven't really clicked with me, but I think the main character in Alphen's a pretty good character, and the main female lead in Shion is a pretty good character as well. Some things about her I'm just like, a little wacky, but we'll see how her development plays out, because that's a character that's definitely shrouded in a bit of mystery right now. Both of them are, as far as the part of the game I'm up to, but really happy to see how well it's done. And I think it is safe to say that, you know, I've been talking about it for a while, but it looked like Bandai Namco took this opportunity with Tales of to really take it to the next level, and I feel like they've successfully done that. I can give you guys a definitive answer after I beat the game, but right off the bat, looking at these commercial numbers, it seems like people have really vibed with the game and have really enjoyed it, and if this game continues to sell the way it does, man, that just incentivizes Bandai Namco to keep Tales of as a franchise over here in the West, which is great to see. I saw that the game on PC broke some record of like all of the previous Tales of games put together in their peak concurrent playership on Steam, so that is a pretty staggering statistic. Now, there's a couple variables when you talk about that. I believe that came from Benji Sales, but yeah, that's a very successful number, seeing how, you know, anecdotally I'm talking to people, and it seemed like everybody liked the demo. That led everybody to pick up the game, or a lot of people to pick up the game, so very happy for Tales of Arise, just because it seemed like Scarlet Nexus didn't do all that great from a commercial standpoint. Well, we still don't know exact numbers, but based on the fact that Bandai Namco hasn't been all too vocal about how that game did, I don't know if that did really well, but Tales of Arise has seemingly done really well. I do think Scarlet Nexus hit like number 4 or something like that in the Japanese sales chart, so that's not bad by any means for the month that it came out, but Tales of Arise seemingly is doing a lot better, and it's good to see, because this game definitely, probably I should say, I don't know the ins and outs of how this stuff works, but it seemed like this game had a deeper budget than the previous Tales of games, so they should hopefully be rewarded with that, and I think they delivered a high-quality experience. I think the game has been excellent. Gameplay is great. Visually, obviously, a bit of a step up, and I've been really interested with the story thus far. Like, just the right amount of mystery, good amount of lighthearted moments, and a pretty good cast of characters as well. So if you're a fan of JRPGs, highly recommend you to check out Tales of Arise. The game's already being discounted by like Walmart and Amazon by $10, but that's just a discount that isn't really reflective of how the game is selling. That's just a discount. Like, sometimes Amazon will just throw up on random games that come out. They'll be like, alright bro, we'll sell you this $10 off. So cool to see that. check it out for yourself. I think you will like it. If you have yet to play the demo, go play the demo, and I think you'll end up enjoying that too, and that'll sell you on the game even more. A couple of other Tales of notes. Tales of Berseria shipments and digital sales have topped 2 million. That milestone has been achieved 5 years after its initial release, so that's a good number, but obviously, while that's double Tales of Arise, we're talking 5 years of Berseria being out. Tales of Arise has been out for less than a week, so yeah, take that with what it is. I'm sure Tales of Arise in the same time period is going to lap that up quite a bit. Tales of Vesperia, on the other hand, the definitive edition of that has shipped, and digital sales have topped 1.5 million, and the game overall has topped 2.8 million with its initial Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 version. But that's a good sign, given that, yes, it was released on more platforms with the definitive edition, but the fact that you can put out a definitive edition and it, at this point, has sold better than the original versions of those games, I feel like that's a pretty good sign. You know, it came out on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I often talk about Vesperia being my favorite in the franchise, personal favorite, but I think Tales of Arise has lapped that, and honestly, even ahead of Tales of Vesperia, looking back on it, Tales of Abyss is probably better than Tales of Vesperia, and if they're gonna remake another Tales of game, bruh, that Tales of Abyss remake is looking very spicy. I think people would be all into that. Like, if you guys think any of the Tales of games you've played has a good story, like, we'll see how Arise turns out by the time I'm at the end of it, but Abyss's story is grade A JRPG storytelling. That game's story was incredible. The main character is one of the best main characters in a JRPG, and one that had an absurd amount of development. I just love Tales of Abyss. That's one I would kill to see a remake of that, because if you go back and play Tales of Abyss now, like maybe if you get the 3DS version or if you dig out your PS2, that game does show its age quite a bit, but a full-on remake for that I think would be absolute money, and I do hope that happens. But it seems like they're not all too keen on remaking the Tales of games from the ground up. It's more like they'll do their definitive editions and re-releases and whatnot, but I think there's money in a Tales of Abyss remake, but we'll see if that ever happens. Lastly, I do want to note that Lost Judgment is sitting at an 83 on Metacritic. Pretty good scores across the board. A couple, 9 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s as well, so not bad scores. A couple scores that are a little bit lower, around the 3 out of 5 range, so that's not bad necessarily. An 83 is a very, very respectable score, so nice to see that game getting a positive reception at this stage of the game, and hopefully they can figure out the issues regarding that game's licensing and everything like that, and we can see Judgment persist as a franchise for the long term. But that's gonna do it for me again. Really great to see Tales of Arise selling as well as it is. Let me know if you guys have played it. Really enjoying it myself. I don't think I've seen one person I've personally talked to, or in the comment section in any videos we posted where somebody posted about Tales of Arise, where people were overall negative about the game. Maybe they have an issue here and there, but overall, I have not talked to anyone that has been negative about the game. Probably that'll change with this video, me talking about it so much, but yeah, definitely interested to hear your guys' opinion, and cool to see Berseria and Vesperia do well as well. Lost Judgment reviews coming in at an 83 on Metacritic thus far. Pretty solid reviews all around. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.